2 years ago, I did a review of ROUVY versus Zwift. The verdict was clear. ROUVY had the real win, but Zwift had the people, the races, and the game. It kind of felt riding alone in a beautiful movie set.
Well, throw that review in the bin because now the gap is gone. ROUVY has been quietly building the ultimate indoor cycling experience, fixing every single one of my old reservations.
Now I've done 2 hours Z2 ROUVY session with Animal Crossing, joined races with over 100 people, and finally the physics are now real. This is the full update of ROUVY that you were looking for. Let's dive in.
One thing that I point out on the old review was the thing that make racing and riding a bit more difficult, physics. Riding in a pack felt broken, but now with the new drafting mode is actually really real. The avatar interaction is smooth, the resistance changes are immediate, and you actually feel the significant watt saving in the peloton, and also if you're doing a normal ride. This simple fix changed everything for group rides and racing. Beyond drafting, they've added a subtle but massive feature, speed simulation. In my old review, the real-world video felt static when cornering. Now you get a small real-world speed adjustment when hitting a tight corner, mimicking the actual physics of descending. It sounds small, but combined with improved AR rendering, the feeling of being there is leagues ahead of the pure virtual world. And finally, a massive equipment integration, the virtual shift. If you're riding a compatible smart bike or smart training, ROUVY now support virtual electric shifting. You can also pair the Zwift click. That means immediate, silent, precise gearing changes without having to touch your mechanical drivetrain. This is a really big improvement for me, helps a lot. If you don't have any compatible device, you can use the companion app, which has been really helpful for me. The virtual gearing, you just press plus and minus buttons. It's super smooth. You can also use your keyboard. It's actually really helpful and it's really a top level now. Amazing for the physics, but this doesn't matter if nobody shows up. In my old review, racing was a lonely venture. I hardly find a race or people to race with. Obviously, with the new version of ROUVY and all with this updated, my first, it was a race with about 100 people. There's also races with more than 1,000 people. So it explains how big the community has become. There's a very interesting adventure now among 3 countries that you can participate in different stages. And once you achieve the first, then you'll unlock the second, the third, and the fourth. At the moment, I'm on Sri Lanka, as you can see here. But you can see that 59,000 people registered for this adventure and where you can get extra XP. So it's very interactive, but also the idea you train to get something. So you get XP, you unlock bikes, you unlock kits, but especially you race, you ride with a bigger community. That was really important for me. The community has scaled massively, but also the fact that the top riders, I would say famous riders, are inside, like collaboration with Lidl Trek and Visma Lisa Bike, had a massive big help. For example, there was a ride even last week with the Lidl Trek riders. This helps a lot to get a new people attracted to the indoor cycling experience. The race environment has many pros. It feels real, you're grinding up a real mountain pass, and the AR avatars are just enough gaming element without feeling cartoony. The con, if sometimes the other riders get invisible, the group gets split. If there's a car in the middle, there's still something that we could work on here. I'm not really sure at what part of the group am I, and when a rider is invisible, I'm not sure if I'm drafting or not. So this is a few tiny bits that can still be improved. They also understand what motivates cyclists. My old review mentioned Strava segment being cool, but now they have a native ROUVY segment built into the most popular routes with live leaderboards. Is that perfect little mid-ride carrot to make you bury yourself? It lays the addictive gamification of Zwift onto the realism of ROUVY. The verdict, racing and training on ROUVY now is pretty cool, to be fair. It's a very genuine contender.
A quick 5 seconds reminder that 90% of you guys that are watching my video are not subscribed. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel.
Let's talk about Zone 2. It gets quite boring, 2 hours in Zone 2 if you're indoor. And if you don't have another device where you can watch Netflix, then it's getting pretty boring. Zwift workouts are functional, but after seeing Watopia 100 times, it's a grind. The new ROUVY 3.1 workouts are now an adventure. I was riding a 2-hour Z2 in South Africa and I had zebra crossing the road. The next week I was dodging goats in Oman. The sheer novelty and variety of the video library are what makes structured training on ROUVY genuinely exciting, even if it's a Zone 2. And speaking of focusing on the road, there is one massive new feature I haven't even had time to fully test. The ROUVY Route Creator. This tool lets you record your favorite outdoor route with a GoPro, and ROUVY's AI turns it into a full AR route for everyone to ride. This completely solves the route variety problem forever. If you want a deep dive video on this ROUVY creator, comment with a map emoji below. Now you don't have to take my word for granted, you need to feel the difference with your own leg. Because ROUVY is so confident that they are the killer app for 2026, they gave me a special code for you guys, 5 weeks for free. You just need to go to rouvy.com, start your registration and add my name, Rodrigo, on the coupon code. Add 4 extra weeks, 1 free week plus 4 extra. So a total of 5 weeks for you to try and experience how cool it became ROUVY in 2026. And don't forget to leave a comment with your feedback below after you tried it.
2026, is there any chance that ROUVY can surpass Zwift? Maybe in terms of full users, not there yet, but the game are really improved a lot. The Zwift route creator, you can create your own workout. The Z2, the long rides are way more entertaining with the real world. Everything changes like in real life. In terms of performance, with the addition of the Lidl Trek and the Visma bike partnership, the workouts are improved quite a lot. In terms of kit, bicycle as well, there's great variety now. And in terms of races and community, obviously there's still tiny bits to be improved in terms of physics and the gaming side, but with races of more than 100 people, definitely will make ROUVY really close to Zwift. Before going, make sure you check the best video of last month, and I'll wait you here next week. Ciao.